Today, let us talk about exploring the root cause inside our sessions fast. All right. So, a lot of the times, especially in a lot of the trainings, the trainers or that school of thought will say that XYZ is the root cause for XYZ symptom. When they say that, for example, all weight issues are due to childhood trauma, which is a bunch of bullshit. But there are some schools who teach that, right? And not only am I completely against that shit, it is highly inaccurate and not a great way to be coming into our sessions with. And so some schools will also say that, it's because of the not good enough feeling, it's the abandonment wound, mother wound, father-in-law wound, old dog that bit me wound. Like it gets quite ridiculous to many extents in the personal development world as to what this root cause is. And so what I teach is something completely different instead, but it makes a lot of sense if you are someone who is truly wanting to make an impact in the world. And maybe if you've been practicing for a while, you're having hit or miss results using those same analogies that what you were taught in. This is going to make a lot more sense to you. And this is actually what a lot of hypnotherapists, when it clicks for them, it makes a massive difference and it makes the results more solid and consistent, which is to see root cause as this way. You won't know the root cause until you go into your client sessions. So, therefore, assuming that you know what it is a highly limiting behavior that we were taught, by the way, we were taught that is a disservice to our clients. And although this is not our fault that we were taught this way, we were literally taught to be symptom based in hypnosis trainings and NLP trainings, in whatever trainings we have. If you have XYZ thing, it's most likely XYZ. That cannot be proven to be true because we know that each human is as unique as their fingerprint, right? So if we come in with that, we're now coming into the biases of that abandoned wound, right? We're going to look for that abandonment wound. What if it's not that? Right? What if it's not that? What if it's something very different? And so, this is what I encourage all my students to actually just think of. You won't know what the root cause is until you get your ass in your session with your client and start exploring it. This way, you won't need to prepare anymore because you just have the skill set to ask questions to get to that root anyway. That way, your client prefers it more. There's something very magical when we let go of the scripts and the techniques and the assumptions that really put our clients in a box. If I were to say, I'm doing this timeline therapy on this person, I have now assumed that a regression is needed for that client. I can't know that for sure until I talk to that client. There have been many times where that has not been needed. And so that completely negates that fact, right? And so if you just adapt this thinking and this principle that you will not know the root cause until you get into the sessions, that is what's going to help you get there faster. And one of the examples that really blows my mind, and every session we have in our hypnotic questioning trainings displays this, something will come out of our client's mouth at the end if we do a really good job with asking questions that is like blows everything out of the proportion. One of my clients, she wanted help with procrastination, right? Procrastination, she was procrastinating. She really wanted to put her services out there, and she had a hard time doing it. She had been procrastinating for like 8 months. And when we got into her session, it had nothing to do with money blocks either. It wasn't like she had bad or negative money beliefs. That had nothing to do with it either. What it did have to do with was her strained relationship with her daughter. That was what we found. And it wasn't even within the session. It happened afterwards as she was processing, which is part of the process in the methodology that I use. And so that came up afterwards. That relationship that has been weighing her down so much was the root of her procrastination. We can take a big picture look and see how that also makes sense, right? But I never would have known that. I never would have predicted that. She wasn't able to predict that until it came out organically and naturally afterwards. And that was the type of transformation. That transformation was very, 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 very powerful. She ended the session in our time together saying, I really, really loved working with you. That is great for your reputation, right? That feels good to be that person who is remembered by your clients. And so if you want your clients to remember you, instead of thinking, oh my God, what script do I use? What language pattern do I use? What type of visualization or metaphor do I use inside my session? What kind of NLP technique am I going to use? Stop that shit. You won't know who it is. You won't know what it is until you talk to your client during that first session. So that's just wasted time on our part to prepare for it, right? And what is more transformational for our clients is to listen to them, because then that will reveal all of the other things that they might not have even realized, right? Well, this unconscious being conscious is a therapeutic breakthrough. And so when your clients are doing this within your sessions or afterwards, then that makes your transformations more powerful. So, really, next time, just allow yourself to be curious within your sessions. This is the first step. Be curious and don't assume. Pretend that you didn't have your trainings, your therapy trainings, and just get to know the person in front of you. Like, be a human being talking to a human being, not a therapist, because you're not there to fix, you're there to help them explore and find their answers. They're more likely going to do that. They're more likely to lower their protective guard if and when you actually listen to them and are not trying to do anything with them. Something as innocuous as close your eyes is doing something for them, right? And so this is really quite a different approach, but this is the exact reason why my clients get to the root of their problem in the fastest way possible. And they say things like, no one else has ever helped me. I have been through so much personal development stuff for 3 to 5 years, but holy shit, this is profound. This is different. This is what they say. Because I don't abide by the assumptions and the theories that other people make, no matter how popular they are, no matter how much money they've made, no matter how many students they've had, until I test it out with my clients. I don't care about what the guru says. I care about the person in front of me, which is my client. And isn't that a much better process to go with, right? Isn't that what's truly going to help you have more consistent, solid results? And so marinate on this. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you around.